brand new season here at SC Cambuur with me, the Gobby Gaffer. And today we need to run through a fairly extensive transfer window. Yeah, I've done quite a lot of transfers. I think I've got rid of most of the older players in the squad now, and brought quite a few new players in. So it's going to be a little bit touch and go this season. Maybe it's going to sound a little bit strange, but it could be a bit of a transitional season this. Not ideal seeing as we're in Europe, but there are a lot of new players to bed in, and it needed to be done. We needed to bring some decent cover for particularly left wing back. We didn't really have a lot of cover there. Certain other positions, defensive midfielder, we needed that covering as well. But we also needed some top class replacements as well, and I think I've managed to do that. Probably again, I would say I don't think I'm 100% happy with my transfer activity. I only had 3.8 million to spend, so I've had to be quite creative in the transfers that I've done. But anyway, let's have a look at what we've done. So at the moment, we're looking at the end of the 27-28 season, which is last season. But I did do quite a bit of transfer business, before like the new season kind of kicked in. As you can see on transfers out, we received 12.75 million in the 27-28 season. I mean, transfers in 13.75 million. About $1 million there that's been spent on transfers, kind of net. So if we just have a quick look down, so all these went on the 1st to the 7th. That's the kind of changeover day, if you will. So my backup goalkeeper, Zingel, went to Go Ahead Eagles for free. Jan Piet Haven, I don't think you actually saw him. He went on a free. Gillian Bakuna, don't think you saw him either. He went on a free. Samuel Barkley went on a free. And Simon Astor went to Venezia for 15,000. He was the right wing back, if you remember, towards the end of the season, who was kicking off because he wasn't in the team. Then we had to have a team leader meeting all about it when he'd not even played. I mean, it was crackers really. But anyway, so he's gone now, and we've moved him on. So if we look at the transfers in, so we signed a young player from Ajax at Hoogland. He's going to be, he's not amazing, but he will be cover for like left wing back. He's gone into the reserves at the moment, but we'll see how he progresses. The main transfers are, we brought in from Aston Villa on a free, Ben Krizine. So he's going to be a competition for Van der Kust in that left wing back area. He can play wing back attacking. Again, I don't need to keep reading all these stats out. You can read them off the screen. So, but I think he's going to give Van der Kust a run for his money. So again, right wing, we needed somebody who can give Azarkan a little run for his money. So I brought in on a free transfer Rico Speckschneider. He's coming in. He's now worth between 3.1 and 5 million. So not a bad little bit of business there, considering he didn't cost us anything. It's coming as a 2-star, but it's got a potential to be 4. Again, stats look okay. Another free transfer, Alexander Krasicnik. I think I'm not sure how you pronounce these, but I'm doing my best. Alexander Krasicnik, 23-year-old Swedish lad. He's coming to cover us in the central midfield area. Again, he's got some, decent stats overall. It's coming as a 2.5 with the potential to be 3.5. Another free transfer. I think you can see the pattern here. The thing is, obviously, when you've only got 3.8 million to spend, you do have to be quite creative. So again, free transfer. Zane Silcott Dewberry's come in, a 23-year-old. He's now valued between 3.8 and 6 million. Comes in the 3.5 star. They're saying he could still improve, so hopefully. But he can play anywhere down the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I think I probably will be using him on the left-hand side occasionally, but he mainly will play at right wing-back. We've only got Eidegen who can play over that side now because the other lad who was playing over there was bobbing on a bit, and I've sold him. So Eidegen, I think, will be a great player, but he's obviously, he's very young. So we do need some. And I have signed another right wing back as well. So Dewberry and the other right wing back that I'm going to show you in a second, they will be the first starters. But Eidigan will get game time. So moving on to this season's transfers now. So transfers out 2.3 million, transfers in 1.7 million. So I'm kind of balancing the books. It's taken me a long time, let me tell you. It's taken me a long time to sift through all the players that were presented by the director of football that the scouts were offering me, and also trying to be creative in selling players. I mean, a lot of these players were valued at like 3 million. In the end, I've got like 500,000 for them. Just nobody was coming in. But, you know, the likes of Salord Conte, you know, he was an ageing player and we needed some decent legs out on that left wing. So anyway, so 2.3 million out. Kylian Jacob went to Volendam for 450,000. Salord Conte went to 20 for 575,000. Lindhorst, who was kind of a fairly, you know, he's a regular starter in that defensive midfield role last season. He's gone to Eibar for 750,000. Aniba, who was our starting centre-back last season, but again was ageing, he's gone to Casablanca for 550,000. So 2.3 million in. And then money paid out, we paid 1.7 million out. So the first one is, I've just been talking about a right wing back. We've signed Yao Tavares from Norwich for 550,000. So he's coming in as a 3-star with the potential to be 5. He's Angolan, 21-year-old. He's now valued at up to 2.4 million. So transfer values in this league seem to be, then they're not matching anything near what the Premier League are spending. So I think, you know, I mean, we are 6th in the world as a ranking, the Eredivisie. So I think you can see that in the transfer values. It's very rare, unless you're Ajax. I mean, they can spend half decent money, but the rest of us in that division, you know, we're kind of limited a little bit. But anyway, Yao Tavares, so him and the other lad will start in that right wing back role, and Eidigan will get his chance now and again. But physicals for Yao Tavares, he's going to be able to get up and down that wing and hopefully do a good job for us. And he has got 5-star potential. Needed somebody who could cover in that defensive midfield role. Lindhorst has gone. Jacobs, little story about him, but that I'll tell you that later on. So he's actually in the reserves at the moment, because I think he potentially could do an Astor on us, and he is a team leader, but his star rating is not great, and he is bobbing on a little bit, and the potential for him to cause trouble in the dressing room. He was one of the ones that was valued at 3 million. Believe it or not, I got down to trying to sell him for £450. Football Manager. And he wouldn't go. There were just no offers for him at all. I mean, it's absolute madness. So, okay, fine. I can't sell him. The AI won't let me sell him. He's in the reserves. So I brought in from AZ on loan Dave Quackman. And again, you know, coming in as 2.5 with the potential to be 3.5. He's only young, 23-year-old. He's a Dutch lad. This is another thing that we need to talk about. The European squad quotas. Got to be really careful on that. I think I've got it just about right at the moment, but we'll have to see. But anyway, Dave Quackman, he's come in from AZ on loan. We needed a backup goalkeeper, and I think this lad has got the potential to maybe become a regular starter. We'll have to see about that. But he's Belgian, 24-year-old, Gel Peersman, 6'3". He's got an aerial reach of 60, which you would imagine. But again, you know, for a goalkeeper in this division, I think he's quite prepared to play as a backup as well, which is another important thing. I mean, it's no good really signing 2 top-class goalkeepers who want to play every game, because then you're going to get disgruntlement, and we've all seen what disgruntlement can do. Now, the director of football found this lad for me. Roy Quiros. He's a 20-year-old Costa Rican, and he's coming on a free. He's valued up to 4.1 million now, and I think you can agree some of his stats for the defensive midfielder role. He can even play like a deep-lying playmaker. So again, stats for that, absolutely brilliant. It's coming as a 2.5 with the potential to be 4. They're saying he's an exciting young prospect who isn't far from first team level, but he will be getting starts, and he's going to vie with Quackman for that kind of anchor role or deep line playmaker role. Now, we paid $750,000 for this lad. I found him. I credit myself with this one. So I found this lad, Marcos Rojas, a Paraguayan, 20-year-old. He's got plenty of potential, this lad. Very, very young. Look at his physicals. He's going to play on that inverted right winger role. So we've got 3 players for that role now. And that, you know, for rotation, given that we're in Europe as well this season, got to be looking at all that. I've managed to register him as well in the European squad. So that's brilliant. It's coming as a 3.5 star with the potential to be 4.5. I'm really excited about this lad to see what he can do. I think he is probably by far the best signing I've made. Just having a look at the season preview as well. The prediction is for us to finish 8th at 50-1. All the usual suspects are up there in the top 5 places. Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, AZ and Utrecht. They're all the usual suspects, but we're only predicted to finish 8th. We'll have to see about that one. So at the moment, that's all of the transfers done. As you can see, there's a lot of players come in, so there will be some bedding in to do. 1 or 2 of the players that I brought in last season, like I think Vitek and Delap, are both now fluent in in the language, so they should be settled in a lot better. But we have got a lot of new players to bed in. I'm not saying we've finished in the transfer market, but now we're in Europe, I do have to be mindful of the fact that we've got to register so many players that are homegrown, so many players trained in nation, all of that kind of usual stuff. So I've got to be really mindful of that. So anybody that I bring in, it's going to be a juggling act, whether we can get them in the squad. I have brought another centre-back in. He's not actually showing up yet. Brought another centre-back in, but he's coming in after the registration window. I'm hoping he's not going to kick off, because you know what it's like with Football Manager. You can't put a player in. The next thing you know, you're getting messages. I'm not happy, boss. Why have you left me out of the European squad? But he's coming in afterwards, so I'm hoping I won't get too much trouble with him. So have a quick look at the finances as well. We've got $7.25 million in the bank. We've still got just under $500,000 in the transfer budget, and my wage budget is I've shifted money around. So we've got $257,000 to spend. At the moment, we're only spending about $230,000. So there is a little bit of wage budget to spend as well. And this is going to be a big learning curve for me. So I've never had a team in these qualifying rounds for the Champions League before. So this is the 3rd qualifying round, and it's a 2-legged affair. We've been drawn against SC Freiberg, and if we just have a quick look at them, so they're a 4-star team. We are only a 3-star team, so it's going to be quite a tough game, that one. Like I say, it's 2-legged, and we do play the away leg first. So there's a little bit of an advantage there. But those are the 2 games that we're going to watch today. We're going to watch these 2 Champions League qualifying games. I believe if we get through that, then there is another playoff before we can actually get into the Champions League. And again, I believe if we lose any of these games, then we drop into playoffs for the Europa League. I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit difficult to work out, but we'll soon find out, won't we? Anyway, there's nothing like starting the season with some Champions League games, is there really? Because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play both these games now against Freiberg, and we're going to jump in the dugout. And let's go and watch this game and see how we do against Freiberg. 4-star reputation, 3-star reputation. We've got our work cut out, I think, but you never know. Let's go and watch the game. And just before the game starts, I did tell you about another centre-half that is coming in. Scottish lad, Charlie MacArthur. 6'3", 11 for heading, 16 for jumping reach. He's got really good marking and tackling stats. He's coming as a 2.5 with the potential to be 4. And I've signed him on a free, so he's worth up to 2.4 million. So again, really good cover. And he's left-footed. Left-footed central defenders are a little bit short. We're a little bit short on the ground for. Well, welcome to the Stadion am Volkswinkel. I'm getting good at these names, have you noticed? It's because I'm fluent in Dutch, that's what it is. Okay, team for today. Really important game to start the season off. European Champions League game. Team for today is Vitek in goal, back four of Van der Kust, Tol, Buckman is the new centre-back, and Tavares, new wing-back. Quackman, deep line playmaker today. Ramsey and Helgeson in the middle. We've got Brobby and Azarkan out wide, and Delap up front. Unfortunately, Van Dijven is out for 4 to 5 weeks. I've just been notified of that. Bad injury. So we're underway. 5 minutes in. Not an awful lot happening at the moment. A draw today would be a good result, I think. I'm just going to give them a little bit of encouragement. So the ball comes out to Brobby. Van der Kust back to Brobby. So just working the ball through the middle. They're pressing quite high, so we need to try and beat that press if we can. And Delap's making a run, but he's got a lot to do there. But Azarkan, he pulls his shot really badly wide. Yeah, so I've managed to fill all the Champions League spots. The 4 homegrown slots, I've managed to fill those. And we're 1-0 down as I'm speaking. Yeah, I've managed to fill those with Eidegen is homegrown at club, so that's fine. He's used to first team football. The other 3 have come out of the reserves, but at least we've got a 25-man squad and have filled all the berths. So we're not clicking at the moment, but it is the first game of the season. We will be quite rusty. It's not the ideal time to be playing a Champions League game, is it really? But then I suppose Freiberg have got the same situation. Our keeper's hoofed that. And Azarkan is coming. He needs to play Brobby in. What was that? Half time. I'm going to say you've been terrible so far. Sort it out, because they need a little bit of a rocket, to be honest. I mean, whether we're fit or not, whether we're, used to our system or not, we need to be playing better than this. It's we need a point really today, or we need a draw, I should say. They're just playing with us at the moment, and we're actually letting them. Well, Azarkan has now picked the ball up. That goes to Brobby. Brobby's going to feed Tavares. Tavares chips the ball over for Brobby, and Brobby sticks it in the back of the net. So our new right wing back, Tavares, nice assist there. So we're back to 1-1. Now, can we hold this? Can we do even better? So Brobby out to Tavares. Nice little ball. Nice run as well by Brobby. Made himself a little bit of space there. 1-1, 61 minutes played. Buckman, Quackman, we've given the ball away there. But Tol mops up nicely. Over the top. Okay, 3 changes. Lasada's come on up front. Delap's not having the greatest of games. He's not a natural striker, Lasada, but you never know. He might just come on and create something up there. Rojas has come on the right wing. He looks a really exciting player. And Krasnic has come on in midfield. 3 new players. Hopefully they can fire us on to maybe a victory. So I'm going to give them another shout of encouragement. So we're bobbing on to the 70th minute now. I think Freiberg have had the better of the game. But we're holding on in there. We need to get the new players on the ball if we can. Get Rojas running down that right-hand side. See if he can slip a ball into Lasada. Got a foot in there, but didn't win the ball. Freiberg have been a little bit loose with their passing. And they've done it again there. But no, we've given them the ball. And that was very, very poor. You have to make the most of when they give you the ball, you have to make the most of it. Krasnic through to Lasada. Lasada puts the ball in the back of the net for 2-1. Absolutely inspired substitution by the Gobby gaffer. So I took the lap off, brought Lasada on, and he's put the ball in the back of the net. Great ball through by Krasnic as well, by the way. Lovely finish for 2-1. But Freiberg have a corner. The ball's headed out straight to a red shirt. It's going to come straight back at us. That was a nice tackle, but we didn't win the ball. Another nice tackle, but we didn't win the ball again. Two really unfortunate bits of play there. We played really well, won the ball, and that's resulted in an equaliser for Freiberg. 2-2. And that was very, very, very unfortunate. Two great tackles out on our right-hand side there that ended up not winning the ball. And I find that very, very frustrating. It's a very frustrating part of Football Manager. Two great tackles that actually didn't win the ball, and it resulted in a goal. The last couple of changes, I brought Quiros on as the deep line playmaker, and the young lad Pronk, if you remember him from last season, had quite a few promising debut games, and he looks to be a really good prospect. So we're going to give him the last 10 minutes. We're going to give him a little bit more encouragement. I mean, a 2-2 would not be a disaster in this game, and a 2-2 it is in our first foray into the Champions League, albeit playoff games. Okay, we have a little friendly game wedged in between the two Champions League games now, just trying to get some fitness into the lads' legs. And once we've played that, we'll be straight back for the return leg of this Champions League playoff. And we'll see you very shortly. Well, this is a bit of a turn up for the book. I mean, to be honest, it's great news because it just shows that people are sitting up and taking a little bit of notice. I've been offered an international manager's job. The Slovak Football Association have offered you the opportunity as Slovakia manager. The board do not regard the European League Division B as important, so we'll evaluate your performance based on results in other competitions. What do we think? I mean, to be honest, I think I've got enough on my plate here. It's going to be a hard season, this. It's going to be a very hard season. There's two issues, I think, for the forthcoming season. I think the first one is that I brought a lot of players in. A lot of players have gone out. It's going to be a transitional season. I know I shouldn't really be, it shouldn't be a transitional season. That should have been last season. But because of contracts that players were on, and I just couldn't move players at all. But I have been able to move them some of the contracts came to an end. I've been able to move some players on, brought some money in. We have signed a lot of new players, so it is going to be a transitional season. And not only that, hopefully, we're going to be in a European competition of some flavour. Not quite sure yet. Still don't know whether we're ready for the Champions League, but we're still in there shouting. So we'll have to see. So I think I am going to refuse this job because I think at this moment in time, I think it's a little bit too much. So I'm going to reject that one. It's nice to be noticed and it's nice to be offered these things. But at the end of the day, I think I am going to refuse that. Got a lot of work to do this season at SC Cambuur. So let's just concentrate on that, shall we? Okay, back to today's game. Second leg of this Champions League playoff against Freiberg. Team is Vitek in goal, back four of Van der Kost, Toll, Buckman, Tavares, Quackman, deep line playmaker, Helgeson and Ramsey are the two in the middle, Brobby and Rojas. Rojas starts today on the wing with Delap up front. And we're underway, and it's a full house. We're actually just been notified of the season ticket sales. Virtually every seat in the ground is a season ticket. A little bit of tomfoolery there in the penalty area, but Vitek does pick that up. So Freiberg with the corner. The ball comes over. It's headed out to a red shirt. Straight back in again, but we've cleared that out to a red shirt. No, it's not. Was that Brobby who picked that up? Rojas. Let's see what he can do around this right-hand side. Is he going to give the ball away? No, he's going to get the ball in the penalty area. He's put it right back to Tavares. Tavares, he's going to have a shot. And it's just over. So early doors, I think Freiberg have started a little bit brighter than us. I'm going to give them a little bit of encouragement. Andre Silva coming forward for Freiberg. Ball through, that should be in the back of the net. And it is. 1-0 down, as we were in the first leg, to Freiberg. Highlight from the kickoff. Delap gets us underway. Buckman. Ramsey. Delap. Poor ball that. Trying to find Rojas on that right wing, but shocking ball. And Freiberg are actually doing what they did in the first leg, really. They're just playing the ball around us. And that's 2-0. So their 4-star rating is showing through in this game, isn't it? We're not quite good enough. We're not at that level, are we, really? I kind of expected this. I'm not unduly worried. You know, we will get to that level, but at the moment we're not at that level. So only 13 minutes on the clock. We're 2-0 down, 4-2 over the 2 legs. And this is not ideal. Freiberg again have the highlight. Ball's headed out. Helgeson, Brobby, long ball to nobody. And we're looking very, very, very second best in this game. This is very, very poor. Rojas, Helgeson is coming forward with the ball. He's going to find Delap in the middle. He has found Delap, and Delap does put that away very smartly. That friendly that we've just played, we won 4-0. Delap scored all 4 goals. I know it's only a friendly, but you know, it gets some game time into his legs and gets him there. You know what goal scorers are like. You know, they like that. They like that instinct, don't they? You know, they like to keep that instinct running, and I think that did him a lot of good. But we are still 2-1 down in the game, so we're having to come back again like we did in the first leg. But Freiberg again showing, I think, a lot of their quality, and they're just getting every highlight at the moment. That ball over the top, can we get the ball out? No, we can't. Ball through again, Buckman to Tavares. And that was a little bit risky, but anyway, Helgeson over to this right-hand side, Rojas. He's just going to play that ball back to Tavares. Rojas has picked the ball up again. Lovely ball out to Van der Kos. Brobby, can he slide it over for Delap for his second? Can he? Helgeson comes in for the second. I didn't expect this, if I'm really honest. I thought Freiberg were going to run away with this, and they may well still do, but to come back after 25 minutes, Brobby doing lovely work down that side, slides the ball into Helgeson, and an unstoppable shot there. Back to 2-2. It's 4-4 on aggregate. We now have a free kick, Helgeson. And the ball is headed in by Buckman. We're now winning 3-2. What's going on here? Literally speechless. And that's saying something for me. Gobby Gaffer, speechless. What's the world coming to? But we're 3-2 ahead. And Buckman, our new centre-half, just steals in there to put us in the lead. We're now winning 5-4 on aggregate. Bobbing on nicely to half-time now. Get the lads in, give them a bit of a pat on the back and some praise. We have got to be a little bit careful. Buckman, nicely, very calm stuff there from Buckman to tall Brobby now. Down that left arm. There, can we get it? No, we can't. No. I thought that was a little bit too much to ask for, another goal before half-time, but we gave the ball away there, and I would not be surprised if Freiberg got the third. Ooh, just outside the post. Can we have the half-time whistle, referee? Need to get the lads in and give them a little bit of talking to. Right, come on. I'm delighted with your performance so far. Keep it up. Nice pat on the back for them. Winning 3-2. Can we hold on to this? We had 5 players there on green stats. Helgeson's on an 8.9. They've only got 2 players on green stats. But it's Freiberg with the ball again. Coming forward. And that's an easy take for Vitek. Okay, a couple of little changes. I've asked Buckman to mark Andre Silva a little bit tighter. Their striker seems to be doing quite a bit of damage. You can see that in game. Every time he comes forward, he looks dangerous. So I've made that little switch. I've also brought Krasnić on for Helgason as well. So we're at the 75th minute. Not an awful lot happening now, which is really good. Although we do get a highlight as I speak. That's picked up by Buckman. But they've given the ball back to Andre Silva. Not the brightest of things to do. Tavares. That clearance is coming straight back at us again. Oh, we've won the ball this time. We actually made a tackle and we won the ball over the top for Ramsey. Ramsey striding forward with the ball. What's he going to do? He's playing it back to Delap. Delap, get the ball in the mix, and that's a penalty, referee. VAR? No? Oh my word. That was a penalty all day long. And that header was very, very poor. And it looks like they're going to be in there. And it's 3-3. So we've come from expecting a penalty at one end, and they just come down the other end, show all their class, and we get caught out. So we get a highlight from the kickoff. Delap gets us underway. Ramsey to Rojas. Rojas is running down that side to Tavares. He's going to bring that back to Buckman. Buckman plays the ball to Quackman. Delap, no. And we give the ball away again. So they're coming down their right-hand side now. We've got to be really careful of this. 30 minutes to play in the game. I think the next goal potentially could decide the tie. It's 5-5 now on average. Great tackle there, though. Quackman, lovely ball to Delap. Delap over the top. And Brobby has got the ball. Oh, that would have been a tremendous goal. Okay, freshening the team up now. Lasada's come on in midfield. I brought the young kid Bosch on up front. Delap was looking very, very tired. Also, Quiros has come on at deep line playmaker. And Krasen makes his debut as well. He's come on for Cust, who was on a yellow. So I'm not quite sure what happens here if it's 5-5 at full time. I mean, that was quite a nice clearance by Tavares, and it has been picked up by Rojas. Quiros he's just finding his feet in the game. He's only just come on. Tavares is going to play that ball up to Rojas into Lasada. Krasnić, Rojas down this right-hand side. Can you get it to the young kid in the middle? That swung in. Brobby! Brobby's actually scored! It's 4-3 in the 87th minute. I mean, what a move that was. Krasnić to Rojas. And a lovely looping cross. And Brobby gets high over the top of their defender. Heads the ball in the back of the net. The crowd are going absolutely bonkers. 4-3. The tie is now 6-5. To us. Nicely nipped in again. We're actually, the more this game goes on, we're looking as though we're up for this. Krasnić. Oh, a very, very poor finish. It's great run, but very, very poor finish. Can we actually do this? Oh my word, we can! We've just won a playoff game in the Champions League. Oh my word. Well, I'm proud of your performance out there. Nobody gave us a chance today. Well done. We've just beaten a 4-star rated team. Well, I bet you're glad you came in to watch this episode, aren't you? I mean, that was over 2 legs. What a terrific performance. I mean, that second leg was really going pear-shaped. We're 2-0 down. And okay, they came back. It was 3-3, and but eventually we came good. And the substitutes that I made played really well. Krasnić in midfield played really well. Rojas, really impressive performance on that right side, as is Tavares as well. We're looking really, really good. So we actually go into the hat now for the next playoff game. And a draw has just been made, and we're playing Young Boys. I think if we win this one, we're through to the league stage of the Champions League, which is kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit off the scale. So Young Boys are a 3.5-star reputation club. We've been drawn away first again. So we've got the away leg first, home leg second, always the best way in Europe. Can we do it again? I mean, our reputation has gone up very slightly, so we're just above we're about a 3.25 star now. So we're kind of on par with the Young Boys. It's getting very exciting, this. Oh, we're in the money. The Champions League. It's the promised land. So for playing against Freiburg, we got 86,000. And for beating them, we got 86,000. For those 2 games, we got £170,000. I mean, to a club like SC Cambuur, that's absolutely brilliant money. I mean, if we can beat Young Boys and get in the league stage, then that's where the big money is. And to a club like us, I mean, it's a dream come true. Anyway, let's not plan too far ahead. So the first Eredivisie game of the season is against Sittard. So I'm going to go and play that off camera now. And next time when we come back, we'll be playing Young Boys in another playoff game for the Champions League. We'll watch both of those games. So come back and watch us in the Champions League again. It's all exciting stuff. That last tie that we just played, absolutely brilliant. The crowd were well up for it, and I'm sure you are as well. I was very excited. Did you notice that? I was very excited. We'll see you next time. More Champions League stuff.